Hello, it is Lord Hammer. I'm streaming some 2D4X today, like I do on most weekends. I say most hesitantly because I've been kind of flaky lately. Um, 2D4X is a game that I'm making. It's open source in Godot, 4.5 stable right now, though there is an update. I'm not going to go to it. I want to be on this stable for a while. This game is inspired by many strategy games I've played throughout my life. And it's set in a post-apocalyptic world, though, in North America. Um, I don't know if we have bugs right now. I don't remember, but we do. We're working on combat. It was not. It was not the plan to work on combat, but we are. That's where we're at. We gotta do the combat to do the other things, and we're currently working on inside the combat is what happens when. So you have a hero with a bunch of guys that can go to combat, and what happens if the hero dies before all the other people do? Uh, and I have some notes. I have this project on GitHub. It's also open. Um, so if a hero dies and there's another hero already there, check to see if the hero can support all the subordinates from the dead hero. So we got to do that first. So there is the possibility that you have two armies that move to the same county and do the battles. Do the battle. It's fucking hot down here. I bought this new computer. I'm not on the new computer. I'm on my second-ish computer, but man, it generates a ton of heat. And then this is my old computer that I'm gonna get rid of soon. That's a piece of shit. It also generates a bunch of heat. And it's very warm down here. And I think the heater just kicked on for some reason. So it's even more warm. Anyways, we gotta click this button in my chat thing. There we go. All right, now I can see YouTube chat. Anyways, so that's where we're at. I was thinking about it this morning. We do not have much in this battle thing. And we're going to have to do... So, I'm not sure how we'll do it, but I think what we need to do is have people run away. And I'm not sure how we're going to do that. I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, yeah, that's the way to do it. Now that I'm thinking about it again right this very second, I'm like, wait, no. We need to use this average army morale for something. It needs to come into play for like a retreating army, but there's a lot of like cart before the horse things going on here. So that's going to be part of the issue. Anyways, what the fuck exactly, where were we? So wondering if we should let this play and see what or where we are. Oh yeah, I was still thinking about we have that one. The one that won't go away up there. It's not there right now, but it will appear. Anyways, let's go through this. So for death, where did we put the death? I think death is in actually populate. I gotta remember. I know it was just last weekend, but it was 6 days ago. Death by combat. Yeah, we broke this into two. That's what we did. Death by natural causes, and we did death by combat because they're slightly different. So I think it will be easier to have. Before I was trying to cram all the death into one thing here, and then we'll make this. We'll have like ChatGPT rewrite this and whatnot. So we get it. This is the temporary. So in combat, we pass in the cause of death, and it should be bullet. And if it's a hero, we generate a temporary hero. We did that last time. It's going to get this temporary hero based on top leadership, I believe. Yeah, it is. And so one of the things I was thinking about this morning was maybe before we even do that, we have another check to make the whole, see if if this even happens. Because one of the things is that, like, once again, these are amateur fighters. Like, things will change. We'll be adding in perks and things and training and whatnot to your people in the armies, and that will change what happens. And you maybe will even have like, yeah, I need to make a note for this. So okay, what we'll also have is the ability to put a second in command. Where's our war? Shit. This thing does not work well, by the way. I highly recommend not using this. War. Um, have the ability for leaders to designate a second in command. Yeah. This is an never-ending, ever-growing list of shit that has to be done. Okay, but back to our current situation. I was trying to. This is related. I was trying to train my assistant at work on something, and each step required us to do 5 other things. And I was like, this is like a 5-minute task we're about to do, but this is before we started doing it. And I was like, but for somehow it's gonna balloon into a 2-hour task. So somebody asked us to do something simple, and it ballooned into a 2-hour task because every single thing that we did required us to do something else, then do something else, and then double check something else. It's Microsoft. I work with Microsoft products, and it's kind of like what's happening here is every step we go, oh, the hero dies. Who cares? It's over. That's all. No, there's 12 different things we got to have happen if that happens. All right, so what we're having right now happen is it immediately generates a temporary hero. I think what we should probably do is have a check. So what happens on death? Let's go back one step because I have let's see what goes on here. Okay, so this is a big pile of shit. Okay, no. I mean, it's kind of long. So we go through all these checks, but the cool checks is what I wanted to look at here. So I'm thinking if the leader dies, we have some sort of malice that's applied to the army average morale. So the reason why we do that is because if the leader dies in an army, it would be very devastating for the morale. And we can have a perk later where the leader has a lesser chance of getting killed in combat. Like it reduces the chance of them getting shot at because they're leading from the back or something, as they should. But what do we do with a cool check? When a cool check, if this is, so if this is false, we take morale damage. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was remembering this right. So we do, if they fail their cool check, cool is like a skill. It's not like a skill, it is a skill. So if they first check for hit, if this passes, then the attacker's shot has gotten close to their target and target must roll their cool. The second skill check for the attacker is to see if they actually hit and damage. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is this person gets a cool check, and then there should be a second. So then this is where they're damaged, and then the whole army gets a cool check if they're damaged. And then this whole then we do another one. Is this right? Cool check for everyone on the person getting shot at's team when someone is hurt. Okay, so this These ones happen regardless. And I think there's a better way to do this. I'm already... Okay, so we cut this. We put this up here. Man, everything's kind of slow. Is that reflected over there? I didn't like check to make sure that I was actually streaming. I could just be talking into the fucking wind here. Looks like I'm streaming. So, okay. And this is actually in a better order anyways. So this happens regardless. So we're going to check the whole army, and then the person could die. So once... Yeah, this is better, because the cool check... Well, let's double check it. The cool check should... Yeah, it reduces their morale if they fail their cool check. And then we... Update average morale. So I was about to say, then we get their average morale, but it doesn't look like we do. Now, my question here is, well, let's go back and look at this. Get army average, return morale. Where are we saving this shit? Are we not saving this? I don't think we are saving this somewhere, because it would be in here. Okay, we're not saving that. We're just getting it every time. And what does this do? So we get the subordinates, we add this all on to there, and then we add the heroes on there, and then we get the average. I'm surprised there isn't an average math thing. Anyways, then we return the average. Okay, so this is what we're going to need to do. We're going to need, because we need this to happen too, so let's do this right now. Then this will apply better. So in globals, actually I think we're moving most things to here. We are. So in auto load, what do we have left? Oh my god, we have all sorts of... Oh, it's not that bad. What is this stuff? Passive research bonus. So globals is only in the part of the game which is here, and that's fine. So we'll leave this in globals. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a we'll fight loyalty. Loyalty required for a population to be able to hire it as a subordinate. That's not what we want. We're gonna do another. Fucking look at this shit. Every time. We're gonna put another export in here, even though I don't want to do exports that much anymore, because they cause issues where I make an edit in the inspector and then I come back and make an edit here and it doesn't do anything because I edit in the inspector. So we're gonna have to have multiple of these at some point. We'll say base morale, because it'll be modified by perks at some point. Base morale army flees, and we'll say 50. Base average army morale flees 50. The average morale of the army which will cause it to flee. And this will be adjusted by some. This will be adjusted by leader perks / training. So I think what we'll do with training is we will have that create perks that will apply for a variety of different things. So you can also kind of, so when you're playing the game, we gotta click on somebody we can look at. It would list up here what perks they have for that type of stuff. We might break them into two different perk lists, like one for combat and one for, and they'll learn new tactics and stuff. At the beginning, they're just gonna have amateur frontal assault. Okay, back over to this thing, battle control. We were gonna go right here, update average morale. We don't need to update it. We need to check army cool. Okay, that causes us a problem here. This, let's go back over to get average. Continue. Both have zero both have zero morale. Crystal, how's it going? Sorry I didn't come back to your stream the other day. I got a phone call and then it just never ended. Just never ended. That's how it works. Whenever I watch a stream while I'm on the clock, I get a phone call. It's just how it is. It's yeah. So let's see here. Both have zero morale. Attacker has zero morale. Defender. Add hourly leadership checks to restore a tiny bit of morale to each. Add a cool check if someone runs away. Okay, so we have two different problems here. These two dudes are fine, though. We'll come back to those. So this is actually going to change, though, to that globals, and we're going to have to do it. This is going to be less than or equals to, and then this is going to be the same thing. So this is going to make armies run significantly. Actually, let's put this. Let's put a method in here. Where the fuck are we going to put this method, though? Probably in here. So what we're going to do is public static int get morale level for fleeing. All right, and what we're going to do here, we're going to have to pass in a population data. And it is going to be our hero. So that what we're going to put a summary thing in here, because it's not going to actually do anything yet. It's going to return an int, but that's about it. We will eventually have the leader of the army modify the base flee army. What is this thing? There we go. Right now we are just going to return this thing. I know that seems like a big waste of, but we're going to need this later. I know we are, because I just said we are. Alright, I need to close some of this shit. Hopefully we don't need county data. We probably will look at the save game. We do every 5 minutes. Token spawner. We actually might need this stuff later today, but we can open it again. All token textures. We're probably going to need to fuck with those. Holy shit, I have a lot of stuff open. Faction DTOs, the banker. Yeah, let's just close all this crap. Attribute data. Man, we're going to need that in like 5 seconds. Okay. This is more like it. So instead of putting this here, what we'll do is we will put in battle get morale level for fleeing. We need to pass in a population data though for the leader. What are we doing here? County attacker selected token. This is this weird shit up here that I was kind of baffled by. Baffled? Slightly confused by. Attacker's army tokens. we're back to that thing. So there's last time we were fucking with this list, and it's this list right here, and it is. We're like recreating this list every time, and I was like, well, why don't we just keep the list around instead of recreating it? And then there was reasons not to do that. So it combines. We need this list actually. I think this is gonna work. So let's see. If we go through this, we add this, and there. Okay, so the top guy is gonna be the first one there, though. It's the first leader. We need to sort this list, actually, is what we need to do. By but then we're gonna have to do that every time, every hour. We would have to sort this list. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We shouldn't care. I mean, I should care. We're not gonna care about optimization until later. We're setting myself up for failure later. So in here, so once we're here, we haven't cleared the battle. Yeah, okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna add all of this to. Okay, so we add this to the battle defending army. Then we're gonna sort. This is the defending army to put best leader at top. And then we're gonna make another one of these, and we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna go sort attacking army at top. How about first? At top, I mean, it kind of makes sense if you're looking at it, but we're not gonna actually be looking at it. To put, what's your problem with this? Put sort of defending army to put the best. I mean, I guess. Sometimes I don't think these auto things do the grammar doesn't correct it to how people actually speak. Death, how's it going? I'm doing good. We're going through some. We're still on the people dying. People dying. So let's put this in battle. We're gonna write another thing real quick. Not in there. In this, we have that one. Let's just stick this at the top for the fuck of it. We're gonna put public static sort. Actually, this cannot be static. We're going to public. We're gonna return a list. No, we're just gonna void. We're just gonna sort army list. Joker, how's it going? I can't. What are those things? Let me look over here. I think I need glasses really badly. I see a green. Is that a mohawk? Oh, it's the Joker. Makes sense. Sort army list. Best hero first. And then we're going to take this. And we're going to say, we're going to pass in no, sort armies is what we're going to do. So we're going to take this thing. And we're going to go make ChatGPT do it. So, Joker actually sent me a video of coding Jesus. I couldn't remember his name for a second. Questioning somebody with their basically they got a degree in something and They got a degree in programming Python, I think. So they got a degree in programming, and then Coding Jesus was asking what they learned, and basically, from what it seemed like in the video, was that they learned to use ChatGPT, and that's it. They didn't know how to do anything, like even the most basic stuff. And um, it was kind of sad, but at the same time, it also confused me because, like, when I use ChatGPT, generally I'm trying to learn what it barfs out. And also you got to double check it. It's not always right. Sometimes you copy and paste stuff, and your IDE just tells you, no, this is bullshit. It's all red lines and underlines, and you're just like, what? Um, so, anyways, what the fuck are we doing? I want to sort this list by top leadership, and only if the hero is, only if the bool is hero is true. This is C sharp. Whoop, no thing there. The project, I haven't used it yet. You're talking about it here. No, I clicked on it once. Okay, so what is this thing? We want to use link, though. This doesn't look like link to me. This looks like something else. Oh, no, it thinks I want to sort them. Oh, we want to sort each list individually. Oh, that was still spelled wrong. I got too many V's in there. We want to use link. We want to use link. Because that gibberish doesn't look right to me. This is what I was thinking of. This stuff. So, I think I said this last time. I don't think I could write one of these from scratch, but I'm to the point where, well, I can read these and understand them. Like at the beginning, I was just like, what is this? What are these P's? Let's copy this code. Let's put this over here. I don't know what it had in I was going to say, I don't know what I copied here. We don't need this crap. Order by descending. Looks like we need some link added in here. Okay. It is an array, a Godot array. You just use sort custom, but that's a Godot thing, isn't it? Isn't that the one that doesn't work with C sharp? I think this is skill level. Didn't we go through this before in the past? Sort custom doesn't work with C sharp. Okay, let's look at this though. Let's double check it. Order by descending is hero. Then by descending. Heroes first. Among heroes by, so is this, I'm going to question. No, I guess that's right. Because those other people are still going to be there. We actually just want the first person out of here, but we'll keep this sorted list just in case we need it for later, is what I was thinking. Okay, so then we're going to take this thing. We're going to put it back over here. Are we doing that? Yes. So we're going to go right here. We actually are now sorting both the lists. So we need a battle here. We need the battle that we're in. Battle. And then we're going to go like that. We're going to ditch this thing. We're going to ditch this thing. Come on, fingers. Sort armies. See, we're going to do this every hour, and I don't know how I feel about that. What do we got over here? Just typos. Just... Yeah, I think the sort custom has some weirdness to it. Okay, so then when the defenders are going to attack, it's going to have the heroes attack first, but it doesn't really matter because we're randomly selecting who they're shooting at. Then same here, we have our cheat in here. And then in the continue, we need to pass in, the whole reason we did all that was so that we could pass in the actual hero thing for later. So we're going to go battle dot, who is this? Both. This is for the attacker, average morale. So we're going to go attacking army 0. And then over here, we're going to make this come down here. Then we're over here. We're going to copy this thing. And we're going to put this thing. There's a lot of this game relies on me not making mistakes. I mean, I know that's obvious, but what do we got here? We got something. We're missing something here. Okay. Then over here, we're going to do this thing. So I've said this before, I do like that when you program, your programming does exactly what you tell it to do, even if it's the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like especially when it's stuff like tokens moving around. So this will be defending. Okay. Defending, attacker has low morale. Defender has low morale. So now it no longer goes to it's gonna 50. People are gonna run instead of 0. It's gonna happen much quicker. You heard from the chick from Tinder. You know, titties and what did she snap at you about? Were you being a jerk? No. It's always blame the person who's talking. Man, I've had so many people snap at me, but I am a jerk. So, okay, both have low morale. All right, so this solves one problem. Snapchat, snap, dick pics. I don't know, is that where you use to send dick pics? I mean, not you specifically, but the world these days. Army flees. All right, so okay, we have the army flees and then it says they lost the battle. So this is now they're going to run sooner. We're going to, once we have the perks and stuff, this will be modified. They'll run sooner, but at the same time, we need to still put in the death because they're going to dying is still a thing. We need to do that so we could get to, I still don't know what's going on here. Let's see, where's our death? We needed that so that we could have this. This doesn't seem right. This isn't right. This is always going to check the army cool of the defending army. Do we switch that each time we do an attack? I hope we don't, because that would be... This is wrong now too, I think, actually. I don't want to use this county attacker selected token bullshit. I don't like that. So what we'll do is we'll put this in here. Yeah, this is a long time ago, but I was texting with somebody from OK Cupid or something, and we were hitting it off a lot, and then I still like it. I didn't even say anything weird, and make it sound like I'm saying weird shit all the time, but it just went like from zero. You know what it was? I don't have a car, and I texted something like, "Yeah, I don't have a car." Uh, so, and this was a joke, like, so I would want to go to some place that's close to my house that I could walk to or something like that. And she flipped the fuck out, not because I didn't have a car, but because she said like, "Oh, you're being defensive because you can't afford a car," or something like that. And I was just like, "Nope, we're done with this conversation." Like, it was a meeting, like, and we were like hitting it off up to that point. Um, and it was weird that. So the way she took my joke was that I was being a baby or something. So she read into my text of me being like, I don't have a car, so you're gonna have to come down near my house. But what I was joking, like, I'm not gonna go across the fucking city, which I was fine with because we were already saying like we were picking locations to meet, and but yeah, the way she read into my text, I knew that the way she read it because I look back like, what the fuck is she talking about? And I was like, oh, I can see now that she's reading into my text a certain way. But I don't want to deal with somebody who's going to read into my text that way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, no, I'm not. Uh, I'm not dealing with that shit. Okay, so we're going to get the average army morale. This is going to pull now from this. We're going to get the first person on the list because we can have two or more heroes in the list, is why I wanted to do it differently. We're going to have to deal with this at some point, but we still got to finish these people dying. So the hourly battle in county, let's go back. We clear this list. We create this list. We sort the list. The defenders attack. Defenders always get first roll. So then the defenders go through all this stuff. We should check. So this is back to like when someone dies. Check army cool. We need them. Oh, we put the battle defending army in here again. Is this swapping each time? Or is this what I was just looking at? This is what I was just looking at. It reminds me of those who derive their own meaning out of what you're saying. Like the classic, what do you mean I look pretty today? Are you saying I look pretty any other day? Oh, I'm sorry. It's funny with that too is I had a girlfriend who was always asking me why I was mad at her. It was like, I'm not fucking mad at you. What are you talking about? And it's because I use punctuation when I text. So I'd be like, have a good night, period. And that one, she would think I was mad. So I switched it and started using exclamation points, and that actually solved the problem. So I would be, have a good night, exclamation point. And now I do that with everything, even at work. I'd be like, have you tried restarting your computer? And then I put an exclamation point at the end with a question mark. Yeah. And so, Dad, I don't think it was a woman thing. I think it was the person was crazy. The person was was wanting to find someone to argue or flip out about. Sometimes, like, online dating's weird because there's definitely like so since I use it, I don't want to say this because I'm talking about myself, but there's a reason a lot of people are online dating. The people who are online dating, there's kind of a reason why they're online dating, if you know what I mean. so, there's something wrong with them in the first place. Okay, so this does not feel right to me. Check Cool check for everyone in the person getting shot at's team when someone is hurt. So unless we at some point, yeah, so this is not gonna work. So this is attacker bool should be thrown down here. This was me being, we need to bool ourselves around here. Bool ourselves around. Oh yeah. My friend is meeting them a lot, so my humor is, yeah, doing a lot of online dating. It's one of my other friends that started, he got divorced a couple of years ago and he started online dating and he's meeting all sorts of like actually cool people. And I also have met many, I haven't done online dating in years, but many cool women, but there was definitely some crazy people. I met this girl at a bar and we had been talking for like 2 days or something, pretty quick. And I'm very pro like when you're gonna meet somebody from online, like immediately meet them because sometimes they're not. What you're hitting it off via text doesn't mean that you're gonna hit it off in person. So, anyways, I show up at the bar. She has this hat on that goes. It was really tall, like Marge Simpson. Like it looked a lot like Marge Simpson's. Uh, I know that everyone knows what Marge Simpson looks like, but it was like that. It literally, except with the bent part at the top. And it was a hat. It was huge, and I was like, holy shit, what is going on with this chick's hat? Like it was very even. I live in Portland. There's people dressing crazy all the time, and it was unusual. Anyways, we start talking, and the first thing she says is, like 3 days ago, I got out of an insane asylum. I was like, you shouldn't open with that. And she was like, why? I want to be honest. And I was like, yeah, but now I think you're fucking nuts. And we haven't even gotten time for me to like you, to be able to go like, meh, well, I can handle the nuts, you know? And so we're talking for a while after that, and she seems okay. She seems definitely a little unstable. And then she takes her hat off, and her hair was like that, and it was all dreads, just piled up, just dreads. And so like she like went like this and lifted. You can't see the top of my hand, but she went like pulled her hat off like that, and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, and it stayed like that. It was just all like dreaded together. It was crazy, and she was definitely mentally unstable. What the hell are we doing? Cool checks. So this is what we're gonna do. So we need to have this bool. Do I use this army defender? So I'm glad I saw this because this would have been wrong. We would have had the defending army would have ran away every time. What we need to do here. You know what we could. No, that's not gonna help us. At the beginning, we need to have. Let's put it right at the top. This is going to be a list of population data, and it's going to be current army, and it's going to equal nothing. It's not going to equal nothing. It's going to equal that. I don't know. Occasionally when you run into someone and you're like, how does this person live? Do they need some sort of like mental health services? You know what I mean? Like they need like somebody needs to help them. That's kind of the impression I got with her. Then we're gonna go if is attacker current army equals battle dot attacking army. Can I do this? Yeah, I was about to say I can't do this. I think we can just go 2 lists though. and then else, and the writer is going to make me do this differently. It's going to say, you are dumb. And then we're going to go like this. And then we're going to go like that. And then we're going to go like this. And then we're going to get this Kermit army. And then we're going to put it here. But it doesn't like this because this wants, fine, we want to list it. Jesus Christ. We'll make this a Godot collections array. What happened? Population data. And then we'll get rid of this to list crap. And then we're good. Your YouTubers, in case you, oh, did I not copy and paste the shit over there, right? Man. $280. No, I think that's supposed to be the. Let's make 280. When I hear it dies in combat, there's some sort of. This is part of our. Oh, with a question mark or something? When I hear it dies in combat, there's all sorts of issues that creates. It's a statement. it's a statement of issues that. Oh, did I? Oh my God, that's like a classic Josh typo. When a hero does, oh, thank you, dies. Man, I do that so much lately. I don't know if I've always done that, like where I have these like minor typos, but I'll like even like texting or whatever, and I'll look and I'll be like, Jesus Christ. Um, okay, so did we fix this? We fix this, and hopefully we don't have any other mistakes like that buried in here. I mean, I'm eyeball searching, so that's bad. Okay, so back to this though. We still need this person to die if they're dead. You know what I mean? So this checks army cool update where this needs to go. We're gonna cut this. This needs to go back to the check army cool. What the fuck is this even gonna do? Okay, so this is gonna go through and check everyone's cool and do they get a negative? Yeah, they get a negative to morale. So this is right, but then after this we need to I don't know why I'm struggling here to click on that. After the people die, then we need to have check if army runs, please. What is this else down here? Okay, missed. All right. Oh yeah. You know what's funny is a lot of times I'll like when I go to stream today I'll look and notice mistakes from last stream in the description and stuff, and I'll be like, man, it's been on YouTube for a week. I forgot to take out exclamation point Discord or something. Like it's oh my God. It is. I have a checklist for it, and I guess I just don't follow my checklist. Um, I should. Speaking of this, my music has stopped. Let me. Yeah, I think I also need glasses. Everything is getting more and more blurry. About the distance. I know I keep saying that too, but I need to actually do it. About the distance from me to the monitor is when the text is starting to get blurry. Very blurry. All right, so how are we doing this check up here? Because we can just copy it. Where did it go? Army flees, no. this one. We don't have a method for it. It's just, We're still using this weird select token thing, and I don't quite understand. I can't remember what the logic was behind it. So at this point, it continue battle. The army is still the lists are still sorted. Defender has low morale. Oh, you know what this is also checking? This is just checking the hero. This is wrong. This is how we originally were doing it. When we didn't have any subordinates or any of that. It was just two heroes duking it out. All right, so this is wrong anyways. What we need to do is get the I think it's under battle. Get average army morale. We probably need to pass in. Tell me what we need to pass in here. Yeah, a population. This kind of seems redundant, having this in both spots. Alright, so that's the attacking one. And then this, wait, yeah, then this needs to be down here, but we need to change this to defending every time here. Alright, so this is going to check these two. Yeah, because we were just checking that one person's. Now we're checking. This should be its own method, by the way. This should not be. Why is this like this? Well, it does have different. Oh, look, we have this same weirdness. Let's get rid of this. I don't, like I said, I can't remember the logic behind this shit. But we don't need it. And that way, if I change this, wait, this is attacking, yeah. And then this one can go to here. Wait, there's another mistake right here. We can do this. Get full name. This shit can go. And then I guess these aren't mistakes. This is just old code. Except no, I adjusted this code recently. We want this to go here. This is better code. That's what we're gonna say from now on. This is better code. Get full name. Ditch this shit. There we go. Yeah. Dude, my memory is so terrible that sometimes I have to go through like the whole like very beginning and all the way back. I'm going all the way back to like what triggers this code all the way down to figure out what the fuck I was thinking. And then sometimes it still doesn't work. And that's just like after a weekend. There hasn't been many rainbows lately because I'm not using this thing as much. I was noticing this morning that this shit fires a lot. This top bar thing. Like this top bar thing. If you watch this, like every time I click everywhere, it's going to town. But yeah, I don't use this as much as I used to. I've been slowly getting away from the GD prints. Obviously, I still use it to a point. But, alright, so we still have this thing here, too. I thought I'd just clean this crap up. But I guess I didn't. Alright, let's go through all this and make sure. Back to... So we have the start combat, which is has that weird thing in it, which I don't want to mess with because I don't remember why it's there. That's the main one, wherever it went. Where's start combat? It's gone. I lost it. Start battle? Yeah, it's this hero buttons thing. I'm not sure why we're doing that. Like what this, and then I messed with it last stream, and it just made massive amounts of issues. So, anyways, it subscribes to the hourly change. So this hourly change thing has the battle every hour. And so then we do this every hour because other armies. Let's put this in the summary. Okay, let's create a no free summary for me here. Then we'll paste this in here. We'll get this shit out of here. Oh my god. Okay. Jesus Christ. Wasn't that hard. Uh, gather all of the defenders. So we clear the list. We add all these guys. We clear the attackers. We add them all into that thing. We sort the armies, the best heroes first. Defenders attack. We do this attack. This is going to be is attacker. Is this right? I lost where we were here. Right here. False. True. Okay. I just want to check there. Sometimes it. So the attack happens, and then we have the attack here. This attack is where we're now getting this current army just for this one thing, which is kind of weird. We gotta make this a little cleaner at some point. We're not gonna do it right now because I don't give a fuck. But okay, so what is this thing? This is wrong too, though. What string is this? Why are we making this a string? We are making this a string because okay, I see more mistakes. So let's go back through this line by line, I guess. They are mistakes, but they're from the old they're from the old way. The old way where it's just two heroes fighting because that's all we had at the time. And we could do this completely differently. How are we assigning this shooter skill? We're passing this through. We could get rid of this whole thing, actually. And all we would need is this one. Because, yeah, and this is still confusing. Because we know what it is because we sorted it. So wait, let's go. Why don't I move this stuff next to it to just temporarily? Holy shit. Or permanently. So this is, we want this to be underneath here. And then so every hour, it's going to adjust this. Battle sort. Okay, so we have this. We're doing our attack. The old ways from the motherland. Speaking of the motherland, I started playing. What the fuck is the name of that game? Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart last night, and I only played it for like 20 minutes. But I was like, wait, this is just BioShock? Because I remember when it came out, everyone was like ranting and raving about how good it was. And like every 30 seconds, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this from BioShock. Oh yeah, I remember this from BioShock. Oh yeah, I remember this from BioShock. And I'm like, BioShock is an amazing game, but I didn't expect Atomic Heart to be so I thought it was like your run and gun game, but I was like, wait, this is BioShock? Like every mechanic they introduced. Oh, BioShock. Yeah. I played it. I liked it. It was great. Anyways, yeah, it is break time. So I'm going to take a quick break. And let me throw up my break timer, and I'll be back in those 5 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me start my music. Turn on my break timer. The scene with the robot. So I haven't even seen. I haven't even because I remember there being like a big deal about sexy ladies in it. That was pretty much all I heard. Was well, so let me take that back. I heard that it was really good and that there was sexy ladies in it, and I didn't know if they were robot ladies or whatnot. But at the beginning, they do show some sexy robot ladies, and I was like, is this what they were talking about? But I've only played 20 minutes or something of it. How long does it say? I reinstalled Battle Brothers. Um, what is it? Atomic Heart. 67 minutes. Okay, I played for an hour. It was right at the beginning where they showed some sexy ladies, robot ladies, and they were just kind of standing there. They weren't doing anything. Um, and it feels funny. And I reinstalled BioShock a couple of years ago to play it, and I was like, oh wow, this is old school. Like the controls were different and stuff to do things, and it also had a funny feel to it, and so does this one, but it's a different funny feel, and I wonder if it's because I'm just out of the loop with AAA games. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play it some more, but I was they also kept taking control of the game away from the player. Like every 5 minutes, something would explode and you get knocked down, and then you'd have to sit through a cutscene. And I was like, "What the fuck, man? Just let me play the game. Come on." Uh, it was a weird. I in. So now I'm going to talk about Half-Life. I feel like the Half-Life intro of where you're on a train, and BioShock does it too. Like Half-Life is like the first one I ever encountered that did that. It's just overdone at this point. And in Atomic Heart, I was also just like, oh my god, dude, another one of these. Let me just put my stupid flying car down and let me do something. Now maybe once again, maybe it's just because I'm not in like play that many AAA games. Anyways, what the fuck we were doing? We were gonna fix all this stuff. I did turn off my break timer. So we could get rid of this, and I think we should. What we would do, should we? I kind of like that these descriptive variable names. I actually kind of work. Um, and we have this thing. Nah, we'll leave it like this. Fuck it. Who cares? And 6 months from now, I'll come back and wonder why it's like this, and we'll fix it. Or we won't. Or I'll do the same thing. Fuck it. Who cares? But we do need to fix some other stuff here. So getting shot at. So this needs to change. So once again, we're using this. I think what we were doing with this is we knew this was the hero. No, it was always the hero. I think it was just because this is the morale label. Okay, I know what this is. I was like, what is it talking about? We'd have to get into a battle, but there's a little thing that well, this needs to be changed to average morale. So this can go back. We need to get we are going to need it to battle get average army morale. We need to put in a person battle. Actually, no, the getting shot at thing doesn't work. Yeah, no, that doesn't. So we're gonna do battle. Nope, battle dot attacking army 0. So we're gonna pass that in. Yeah, I think I just forgot to do this last week. And then we're gonna change this to defending army, and this is all the same. This is the same. We have our current army. We have death. Was it just that in this one? I thought there was more. And once again, I'm eyeball searching, which is not. What is this thing's problem? Okay. You still got a problem, though. Fine. No, don't var me. Don't do that. Come on. Collections. Array. There we go. All right. There's probably something I'm missing in here, and where it's going to have some catastrophic thing afterwards. So then we're going to have the whole army check its cool if someone's hits. So if there's someone who actually takes damage, then we were going to have another one in here. That's why this was in here twice. We were going to have another check if someone dies. Okay, we'll do that. We'll put this in here. Additional army check if someone dies. And then we'll do the check if the army flees. So we have that somewhere, which we should turn into a method. Because I don't want to copy and paste this garbage. Which was, where did we check that before? It was at the beginning of... Both have low morale. It's right here. Army has, so it's one of these. We can just take one of these. Army flees. We can take one of these. What do we need to pass into this thing? This is in, let's put this in battle. Let's break shit out of this battle control because we're going to need this. Oh, I remember. Well, let's just put it in here. Let's just, because. Public. I don't know if it's going to be static. Let's see if we can do it with static. We're going to return something. No, we're not going to return anything. Check it. Army flees. I feel like I already have this somewhere. We need to pass in. We're inside battle. We need to pass in an army. So we're gonna need to pass in, what is this, a Godot, collections, army. Because we don't know which army we're gonna be testing here. Get this shit out of here. So we want this. We're gonna put in army here. We need to put in a person, so yeah, we'll put in the first person. This can go. This is gonna be army. Once again, we're checking the same person, so why don't we do this? We go population data, hero equals army, and then we go hero. And then we go hero. I don't know why we're doing that, but that's what we're doing that. If it equals, did that really say equals? If it's less than or equal to, if it's less than or equal to, no one would have ever fled, pretty much ever. How are we telling? We don't only have the one log now. Where's army flees hang out? Army flees is inside the battle control. Let's move army flees as well. Army flees. Cuts. I went too far. I did not go far enough. Cut. Battle. I'm gonna probably like in 5 minutes be like, oh, let's move this back. Let's move this back to, and then we'll go hero. I feel like I'm doing something bad here. Army 0. Get full name. We can't translate here? What's the problem? Create method for, oh, because we're in a public class. I think we can, no. Translation server translate. There we go. And then I almost didn't fix that thing. So we get the average army. So where are we getting this? This is in the battle control. This should not be in the battle control. I knew eventually we would. Oh, this is not static. So we gotta go battle. I knew eventually. Wait, maybe not. Oh, it's private? Come on. I knew eventually we'd move all this crap around out of the battle control. Battle. Battle. Capital A. Oh, come on. I was thinking you probably could Google Atomic Heart sexy robot ladies and bring up that scene. Random neighbor move was in the battle control, which seems crazy to me. That should be in like token movement or something. Yeah, so why was this is actually moving? Yeah, we're actually like kicking in the movement. Let's move this to token movement. So node 2D. Yeah, this 100% should not be in here. Let's move this token movement. And then I don't know. The county capture thing should be in the county dictator. Not here. Yeah, I knew we were gonna move this shit all around. Who knows what the fuck this is? Here, we'll just delete this. Okay. Find faction owned neighbor. Why would that be in the battle control? It's all over. It's all over YouTube and TikTok. Yeah. Sex sells. I mean, for good reason, I guess. For good reason? I don't know. For a reason. Sometimes when I'm, in this, I don't think I thought this in that particular scene, but sometimes when I'm watching stuff like that, I think this was made for teenage boys. Because I remember when I was a teenage boy, and the hint of half naked or slightly naked woman was, yeah. There's that scene from Family Guy where like they see some rocks on the ground and Chris or just one of those characters gets a boner. It's like that. It's like that's a real thing. All right, token movement. Can we make this thing static? I don't think I knew what static stuff was when I wrote this originally. We're going to need to make this public, though, 100%. And yeah, it's like there's so many different games and stuff where I'm like, yep, this is for teenage boys. But I mean, video games just in general, I guess, are mostly consumed by teenage boys. Find faction-owned neighbor county. So let's go back and see what this thing is. So what are we doing with this? This is the thing with that weird else that's sitting here that I keep pointing at. I'm like, what is this? Why is this here? So this one is static. So maybe I did know what static things were back then. So we get to the county neighbors. We're passing in a list of county neighbors. What did this thing look? County neighbors. That was in the battle control? I have a list of county neighbors in the battle control? Yeah, this has to move too. Fine faction owned. County, we're passing this in. All right, man. Have a good day. Have fun taking care of your cat. My cat is outside. I haven't bought a house for my cat. It's this little piece of shit, but it has a warm blanket inside, so he's living in there. Um, where not living? He's sleeping in there right now. County neighbors. Select county. Neighbor counties. So I was under the impression that we weren't using this, that I never finished writing this, but I guess I did finish writing this. So it goes through and it collects. It gets a list of all the neighbors. Go through each county and find its neighbors and add to the neighbors list. So I guess we already did that. So we did that a long, long, long time ago because I was going to have it so that when you moved between these counties, and I'm still going to do it, you got a hand feeder. Oh my God. Like, what are you feeding her? Like dry food? I mean, I assume, man, it look like a kitten? Poor cat. I love cats. Uh, So anyways, so if you were to move to here, let's say from here, we want it to pathfind. And so that's the original reason we put these neighbors in, but it looks like we also needed it for this other thing. So the neighbors are in each county. We know the county. I can't go to there. This is wrong. We no longer call stuff select county. We just call it county. We're getting the neighbor counties from here, and then the destination is fine faction owned. So we're going to move that over to here. And this one actually looks like it can be private. So we're going to move that to token movement. Maybe I didn't want to put it in token movement because there's a bunch of crap in here, but it's where it should go. Oh, Peter, that's my cat. Sometimes is like that. He'll like be crying and I'll give him food and he'll start eating it and then I'll walk away and he'll stop eating and he'll I don't know what the deal is, like if he just wants my company to stand there next to him. You know what I mean? Like we need some link in here. It's weird. But then other times he doesn't do it. He's actually a scaredy cat. Then this is going to be moved to the county dictator. We've created a lot of issues for myself here just by moving this stuff around, but it is county dictator. And I thought this was in the county capture county. What did I do? Did I copy and paste this? Where did I just move this to? Token movement. So we need this. Actually, was that static? It was. Cannot resolve in battle. We'll deal with that in a second. Random neighbor move. Token movement. And then we'll get to that. Yeah, it's funny too because I exchange like I talk about cats with my coworkers all the time, and it's funny that all of the cats have like different personalities and different. They're like you would assume they'd all be somewhat similar, but no, they're not. I think my cat had like a rough life. He's very skittish. If you pick up like here I have like my voting pamphlet that came in the mail. I were to pick this up because it's like this shape scares him. He's like, what? I assume that I think somebody was hitting him with like their mail or something. Because he's always worried. Even now where he's somewhat like adjusted to me, he still is like, I don't know about what you're doing. So it looks to me like I had a copy of Capture County somewhere. Because that didn't go to, look at, what am I searching for? I have the letter C in here. So what is different between these two? Or did I add this? Oh, wow, this is much different. So what do we have in here? Oh, these are different words. One's captured county. Oh, we have the county dictator in here. Okay, so I see. I see what's going on. Look at this. So this, I have an instance of this because I didn't understand static stuff. Okay, let's go back over here. Battle control. This should have, we're going to rename this though so that it's more distinct from the other one. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Without knowing what, it could be anything. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Talk to you later. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, so we can fix this instance thing. We don't need an instance anymore, probably. Army county captured. This is in the battle control. This one's probably fine, but it's actually not used. I guess let's fix this instance thing. We can just make this static, can't we? Sure can, because we're passing it in. And then we can just go like that. Then back to this. Now it's going to be even more of a labyrinth of finding where all this stuff goes. So this was under the battle control, though. And so we're going to be going to the token movement and then back to from the battle control, we're going to be going to the token movement, then back to this. This is now called Army. And I think this should be in battle, though. So we'll cut this. Put this here. This is going to be public. Did I do it twice? No. And then we'll fix that in a second too. This is going to be under battle. Was that a public static? Man, it's crazy that I didn't. What changes once you learn that whole thing was like an epiphany when that guy. I brought this up multiple times, but somebody in chat said something, and it was like, wait, what? And it all came to like kind of came together with how all this stuff worked. Took a while. All right, then we're gonna move into battle. We now have like half the shits in here and half the shits somewhere else. All the attacking's in here. End battle. This one needs to be in here though because we're unsubscribing and shit. So, and we need a specific battle that we're ending. So that's going to be the battle control. We could pass in there. Look at it. Battle location, battles. So we could army fleet. I'm gonna end up putting everything back. So if this faction needs a start move, we end the battle here for some reason. This says select county as well. I do county. Battle control. I don't think we can instance. Yeah, we don't have an instance because there's not an instance. And I don't think we can make this. We actually do. Hmm. So there's a bunch of different battle controls because you can be in multiple battles at the same time. So that's where this would, it would have to, we can't instance them though because they're gonna be too confusing. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is like, this is in a battle, so we know the location. So we can do this. This is what we're gonna do. Location, battle location dot. Do we have a battle control saved in there? No. Let's go to our. We're gonna get child. I know I'm always like fuck get child, but that's what we're gonna do. Do we have a county open? We do not have a county open. I need me a county. Oh my god, county. Let's just type county here. That doesn't help us because they have specific names. So, man, we have a lot of. Oh, we do have a battle control in here. Attached nodes. Is it private or some shit? No, it's public. What's your fucking problem then? What is this battle location? Is it an int? No? Oh, it's a county data. Okay, all right, we can fix that. I mean, we're not going to change it. We're going to go county node dot battle control dot end battle. And then we'll copy this and we'll go blurp, except the blurp didn't work here. What's your problem now? Oh, we're in static over here. All right, we'll break this then. And then I was about to change my music that you guys can't hear, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Faction data. We have attacker and defender. All right, so we can go. This hopefully the army is still sorted at this point, and then we'll go capital location, huh? Army county capture, and then it runs this shit over there. County dictator deals with that. Now over here, army county captured. This is where, because this was static a minute ago, is the problem. We need to pass in a battle. In token movement, we don't have the battle that they're in. So what we'll do is we will get the battle. Does the county know the battle it's in? It knows the battle location. The battle knows the thing it's in, but it doesn't know. So in this token movement, do we have a hero thing in here? Hero token move total. All right, that's destination county. That none of that shit helps us. Army. That was much nicer when we didn't have to do that? Can we somehow get around that and make that static? Where'd it go? We need to end the battle. And we're pulling both of these things, so this all needs to be... This one we might have to move back. I think we do. That was in token movement, though? There's got to be another way to do it. So we know the population data we're passing in. It doesn't know what, it knows what county it's in, but the county, I don't think, the county data doesn't know that it's in a battle. I think only the battle knows that it's in a battle. I mean, we can add that, but I prefer not to add more shit to this. How would we know? So let's see. How would we get this? We have a list of battles in the county data. So we do have, why is it a list? Do we have any? So we do keep this. There is a list in here of the battles that it's in. Why would there be a list, though? Was I having the idea that there would be multiple small battles that were happening? This is what we're going to do. We're going to break it. Okay. So we have the population. We have the county. We're going to go county data dot battles. We can do that? Oh, no. And then we'll do this. I think this needs to not be a list, though. And I wonder if we're even adding the battle to here. Like, I might have forgot to do that. I bet you this, yeah, so this should probably not be a list. It should be a thing. So what are we doing here? We're capturing a county over here. For some reason. Hero attacking county. Who knows? Hero. This is in token movement. If this is greater than 0, they do a battle. Otherwise, they just take it. All right, that makes sense. Now I don't know what to do because I think we just finished all of this moving around of shit. We still haven't killed the correct people, though, I don't think. We want them to be killed. The right people to die here. So why is this way over here now? Let's put you back over here. So back to the battle control. Sometimes I feel like it just moves stuff around, so it seems like I'm productive. Check for hero buttons. We don't give a shit about that right now. Hourly battle. We do this every hour because other armies may join in. All right, so then we sort the armies. Every hour the armies are going to get resorted because of that. They can move in. They can come in. So then we do our attack. We apply the damage. We check the cool additional army, and now we have to do the check if army flees, which we just moved everything around so we could do that. Where the fuck was that at? That was in like battle check. Okay. All right. Battle check if army flees. What do you want? A population? Oh, you want a whole army. So in this one, we're going to check. This is where we're going to pass in that army we set up over here. So that's going to go in there. So if it flees, was that everything? I think that was everything. All right, let's look actually at this before. Yeah, this has this selected thing, and then we'll run our tests here. Um, is that right? No, we got some other shit that we need to fix first. Um, both have low morale. Army flees. We're gonna go through and we're gonna put in all of them that says a county attacker selected. So both have low morale. The army flees and the battle is lost. Oh, so we have a, okay, so this is, if they both have it, just the attacker loses. How often does that happen? I guess it can happen regularly. Um, what was my logic behind this? That the attackers need some sort of, like there's some like historical mathematics that you can do for like, it's a basic math thing where like attackers take 4 times the casualties or something like that. Attackers lose 4 times or something. 4 times as often. Right. There's something like that. Defenders are always get the bonus. So I think that's maybe what I was thinking here. If they both have low morale, if both have low morale, so only the attacker flees. Maybe we change this later. All right, so that is what's going on here. If there's a tie, we get full name. The attacker runs away. If the attacker has low morale, we already fixed this. The attacker runs away. If the defender has low morale, why is there a giant space there? Does this one have a giant space? No. If the defender runs away. Then what? This checks if it continues. Then it doesn't do anything. I feel like we're missing something here. So if the army flees, I guess next hour when it goes to check, there's nothing going on because there's no army there. We don't do this in battle anywhere? Did I cut it out of here? It must be in army flees, there must be something. Yeah, this guy moves to the random place. Random place. It must be at the beginning of each hour then that it checks this. So let's go back up here so that we have our hourly battle in county. I got my music stopped playing for some reason. Music you guys can't hear. We re-get the list. They do their attacks, but there's no check here. Continue battle check. We're back to here. So at the end of this, though, I feel like we need an end battle, right? The battle's over. Did I accidentally like delete an end battle out of here? You know what we can do, because I haven't fucked with this that much. We can go in and look. Whoops, not projects. Now we can go in and look what this could look like. This is battle control. War diplomacy here. I think I just accidentally like cut and paste something to the wrong spot. Scripts. Battle control. UI. battle log control. I was like, that doesn't look right. County capture start. Let's make this a little bigger. Attack, continue battle check. Army flees. Oh, there is an in battle in here. Army flees. In battle. Okay, so this is already built in. Let's go back to our original death here, because that's kind of what we're working on. Is we had to do all that stuff to kind of rearrange to get things back to where we wanted with this death thing. So if their hit points are less, we add their death by combat. So that in here, this is where we were discussing right at the beginning of the what actually happens when. So the hero. So we got to do some death by combat. So there could be 2 heroes in there, and we've already at this point determined that there's a leading. We sorted the list, so this isn't gonna work how we wanted it. So we're gonna have 2. So let's think about it. So let's say we have 2 heroes in the army. One, it's the lord. The list has been sorted. So there's like a primary hero and then a second hero because they both came into the spot. This is just checking, is this a hero? And if it is a hero, we're hiring this temporary hero or whatever for his army. That's not actually what we need to do. Let's write this in here with comments, and then we'll go back and do this correctly. Okay, so first things we need to do, check if army leader. Is that right? Yes. If they aren't an army or aren't the army leader, check if they are a hero. If they are a hero, then see if there's see if the army leader, because at this point, if they are a hero but not the army leader, then see if the army leader can support all the subordinates. If they can, if the army leader can support all the subordinates, then assign them to assign the subordinates to the army leader. This is a lot. This is why I wanted to write it down. If the army leader can support all the subordinates, then assign the subordinates. So what happens if he can't? If the army leader cannot support all the subordinates, then check to see if a temporary leader is generated. I think we need to have a check in there. Before we don't have a check, we just generate one, but I think we need to have a check of some sort. This is gonna be fucking painful. If a temporary leader is generated, then check to see if they can support all the subordinates. Well, I don't know why I can never spell subordinates. If the temp leader can support all the subordinates, then assign the subordinates to them. If the temp leader no. If a temp leader is generated, okay, wait. There's a better way to do this. All right, let's go to the back to the top. Check if army leader. If they aren't the army leader, check if they are a hero. If they are a hero but not the army leader, then see if the army leader. No, that's not what we do. There's no good way to move troops between armies right now, so it's going to be kind of. We need to obviously write that in there. I don't know if you've ever played Shadow Empire, but Shadow Empire is like extremely painful to move troops between each army. If they are a hero but not the army leader, this is what I'm thinking. We absorb as many subordinates as we can. So if they're a hero but not the army leader, the army leader will absorb as many of the subordinates that the hero has. If there are leftovers, then check to see if a temporary leader is generated. If a temporary leader is generated, then have the temp leader absorb as many of the subordinates that the dead hero can, that the neighbor has. Okay, subordinates is once again spelled wrong. Leftover subordinates flee. They flee, or they get put in some sort of list of leftover subordinates flee the whole battle, or do we have them kind of like sit around and wait to regenerate their morale somewhere else? Like we have a list somewhere. I think no, we'll have them leftover subordinates go. Um, hmm. We got to rethink. We got to think about how we want the actual combat to work. This is like kind of a part of it. So let's say no one's died. We check the whole army. Um, so we check the whole army's average morale, and if it gets below that one number, which is currently 50, the whole army flees. We could have individual people flee back on their own, but we also could put like change their activity to coward or something. Not as in like they're coward, not they are cowards. Um, and then they wouldn't be in combat, but they would still be sitting there, and their morale would their crappy morale would affect. Um, we'd have to have a different activity. Actually, we need to have like a activity, one for coward, and then one for like uh detached or something. MIA, like they're lost and like we don't know where they are, missing in action. But they would still be a part of the army. Hmm. See, this is the problem with every new thing that we add. I have to like think about it for 2 hours. So every new feature we add to the back end or the front end, I think about it for 2 hours, and then I generally pick something that is like some compromise that I'm not that into. Um, Leftover subordinates. So I was thinking, or before I started streaming, that the way we would do it is we'd have them flee back on their own, and they just wouldn't be a part of the army. Um, but I'm thinking that might be dumb. We could put in an activity of detached, and then the detached ones with their morale though count to the average morale. So they wouldn't have a leader. They could still keep fighting though, but they wouldn't get the bonuses of their leader, which we haven't written in it yet. Um, let's do leftover subordinates go and become detached. 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 Want to make sure. Whoops. Detached. Separated. That's what we want. Leftovers can become detached. Still in the army, but they don't benefit from the leader bonuses, which currently we have none. But okay. So a temporary leader is generated. Yeah, I like that. Well, there's the chance of getting a temporary leader. If there are leftovers, then check to see if a temporary leader is generated. If there is a generated, then have the temporary leader absorb as many of the subordinates that the hero has. So you could, if you, so let's say your starting hero is full of subordinates, and then the secondary hero gets whacked, but the secondary hero could hold like 7 dudes, and then the replacement can only hold like one. He'll get the one guy will follow him. The temporary hero will get one. Then there'll be this other group that's kind of detached, and maybe we'll have like a daily check or something where they see if there's room for them to rejoin. The thing that's kind of weird about the way we're doing this is the average morale thing. So if somebody gets whacked and they had low morale, it will actually benefit the army because their average morale will go up. Um, and so we're gonna have to figure that out too, a way to make that not be that way. So still iron, but they don't benefit from the leader bonuses. And what did I just say? I just said something that I was like, oh, and then we'll do this, and then I've already forgotten what it was. All right, well, hopefully I'll remember. So we're gonna rewrite this whole thing. Death by combat. We have a lot. I'm wondering if we should readjust this to be a separate, like death is a separate thing, and this is like a combat death or whatever. You know, we have like death by combat where it just takes them out of the thing. It takes them out. Yeah, we'll probably break this into two methods. So what we'll do. I'm going to throw up a break timer, and I'm going to pause my music that you guys can't hear, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Man, it is fucking hot down here. Turn my heater down or something. All right, I'm back from my break though. Let me turn that thing off. Let me start my music. My neighbor tried to waylay me and have a conversation. And I was like, sorry, gotta go. Gotta go. All right. So let's write this code. This isn't population data. We're gonna have to move all this shit too. That's a definite thing here. It is definitely not where we want things. Yeah, this death should just be this little part. This should just be in battle. Yeah, let's put this in battle. Let's just move this. This whole thing will be in battle, we'll say. Public static, maybe? Someone is killed in battle. Is killed. I think we're passing in a population data. Dead person. Okay. And then we're going to put this in here. And then at the end, we'll go back to this. And we'll do death by combat. At the very end. And we'll put a thing here. Population. A lowercase population data. Oh, we're dead person. And then we're going to put in here, clean up death by combat. We'll put a to do on this just so I don't miss it. And then this looks like we're passing in something. Oh, we're passing in the cause of death. All enums dot cause of death bullet. All right, so that's will be the final, and we need to go back. So it'll be much more in the population data. We'll just have like the things that happens to it. We might even be able to use that one death thing. But first thing we need to do is also put this where this goes. Why am I doing that today? Battle check if army flees. Death by combat. We need someone. What did I just? It's on my clipboard. Someone is killed. And this, what did we want to pass in through here? A population data. Yeah. So this is we're gonna try to make this static. We don't need it to be static though if we do it this way. No, it's not yeah, we're gonna try to make this static. Battle, someone is killed. And then this goes in here. It says right there, it's the dead person. And then let's actually, well, we can just do this. I was going to say let's actually break this, but this will be this will be. Let's put one of those things, throw that. There we go. So this will throw an exception when we get to here. Because we need to clean this up. This is all fucked up now. Because we're going to use that, but we're just, right now, we're not going to. All right, because we got to write all this shit. Okay, so check if army leader. So this is in battle. We don't know which side the so what we'll do is we'll do if dead person is equal to army defending. Do we not have a defending army thing in here? Am I attacking? Defending. Defend. Oh, it's because it's static. Okay. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. We still no. We still need the dead person in there. Defending army. Or if they're the army leader for either side. I have a feeling we're gonna return. No, I have a feeling there's gonna be a better way to do this, but we'll write it this way, then fix it later. Once it's all built out. So if it's the army leader, what do we do? We need to see if there are any other army leaders in the army. See if there are any other heroes in the army. So at the beginning, we need to figure out so that we don't have to check all this shit all the time. We need to figure out what army this person's in. But we can't do contains. We could say I'm gonna do a chat GPT thing. I don't want to confuse it. We need to figure out which army this person is in. Not the first element. Okay, so we can do contains, and I was thinking contains, but then I was like, let me think about this. The problem with contains is that if the person is not a hero, we still would know the arm. Okay, so we can use contains. Okay, so what we'll do, we're gonna put a new. There's got to be a better way than these two, and if else though, right? Is there a better way to do this than an if else? If what? If you want to map armies to labels, or I don't want to put any fucking labels on there. Where is it getting labels? What does this do? If you want the actual army reference, I want the actual army reference. So the army equals, I think this is what we want. So this is going to do, I don't know what fucking music I'm listening to that's bad. I know you guys can't hear it. Okay. Army, this is what we want. Then check. I don't give a shit about the label. Use a small helper method. Find army. We would have to pass it in there twice. What does this thing do? What does this one do? See, this is back to that thing I was talking about earlier where there was the video, Coding Jesus video, where the guy used ChatGPT instead of learning how to code. Like, he didn't ask ChatGPT, what does this do? And, like I said, ChatGPT isn't 100% reliable, so sometimes you get something like this, and then it's wrong, and you have to learn why it's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it creates an array, a C-sharp array, that holds references to both armies. What is this thing? Is this a tuple? What is this thing? So now I have something like 0, 1. And then it first, like, did that person not do any of this? They just took the code and, like, that would be crazy, man. Because you have to debug this shit all the time. Like, you'd have to deliberately go out of your way to try to not learn anything, honestly. Because I bring this up all the time. When I did, like, work on pathfinding, I was going from no knowledge of pathfinding, not even having any idea how it worked, for, like, on a hex grid. And I used ChatGPT, and it was murder. It was so bad. It was so rough trying to learn that, trying to get ChatGPT to do it, because it was just wrong all the time, constantly. And so I had to learn how pathfinding works. I had to go, websites and read about the basics of pathfinding, and I had to go to other, like, what is, like, finding neighbors? What is the neighbor? Why does it need the neighbors? Like, obviously it needs the neighbors, but, like, each step, and then to figure out what the fuck the code that it was barfing out. I keep using the term barfing out. So it's, you'd have to go out of your way to not learn. Okay, so then it's gonna return true if that person exists in the army. Return the first army where the condition is true. It returns null. Okay, so that's the one we want. So it's gonna create a list with 2, creates a C# array that holds, it's not a list, it's an array that holds references to both. And then this thing, let's look at the actual. Okay, so here's the new thing, and it's adding this. Creates an array. Where do you see this? I'm making sure I was copied the right thing. But it doesn't say the word armies. Creates an array that holds the references to both, but this isn't in here. Armies isn't shown in that code. See, I don't like when it tells you excellent catch. Like, what? There's no variable because it's created inline. All right. What new actually does an anonymous temporary array, but isn't that equal army? It's equivalent to writing. So you're right. If you prefer to see it clearly, you can absolutely make it explicit like that. Armies equals this, and then we pull the armies from the armies. So you don't need the. Okay. Let's see what this does. Let's see if this. Let's put this in here and see if we get red lines. We do not. All right, let's put a note in here because I'm not going to remember what the fuck this does. Finds which army the dead person is in. I guess I could have just passed through the list too. I mean, this is attached to the battle, yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's we have the army that the dead person's in. So if we have that army, the reason why we wanted to do that is because army 0. What's your fucking problem? Oh, it could be null. So there's a possibility of it not being in either army. Find which army the dead person is in. Possible. Can we throw a question mark in here somewhere? Can we just be like, what? If it's null, I want it to throw it. We'll leave that for now. If it is null, currently we want it to throw an error. Okay. Check if it's the army leader. Once again, we're sorting this list. Yeah, the list should still be sorted at this point. I hope. Unless we made some like temporary list, then we're fucked. See if there are any other army. So if this is, so this person, someone is killed. Check if they're an army leader. If they are the first person in the army, check if they are the army leader. It's the army leader. It's not an army leader. It's not. We got to make it very specific for my future self. Then we need to find. Can we do a contains thing? Like, can we do a contains dot whatever? If I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna just write it from scratch. If army dot contains. Oh, you know what we need to do? We can do. Wait. We don't even need to do that. C. Oh, yes, we do. Contains. Is hero. What does this say? Returns true if the array contains the given value. I think we're gonna have to for each through this and look for another hero. So at this point, the list is already sorted by highest loyalty, highest leadership, I hope. So the next person on the list would be the next person we're going to use. So we actually can do this. If I'm going to put a note up here too, because I'm really counting on me remembering stuff that I'm not going to remember. The army list should already be sorted at this point. Because it is sorted every hour at the beginning of the battle, of that hour's battle. Okay. So if the dead person is the army leader, see if there's any. So then if we check the second person is hero, then we're going to make them make this. See if this hero can absorb all of the dead army leaders subordinates. Did I get it? I got it. Okay, so the first person on the list is dead. He's the army. If this is a hero, we will see if uh, if they can, how many they can absorb. Maybe we should just have it try. Yes, that's what we should do. See if this hero add as many subordinates to this hero's subordinate list as it can. To this hero's. All right. If the army 1 is hero, we want to army 1 hero subordinates list. We need to be able to add okay, how are we going to figure this out? So we want to add as many people. I'm going to copy this thing. I'm going to make ChatGPT do this too. We want to add as many people as can fit to this other subordinate list. We have a thing though in hero data or in population data about how many. I kind of hate that sometimes. Often you have to tell ChatGPT to that's weird. This one's grayed out. Number. This is the maximum. Okay. It's kind of a. They have to tell it to like. Is there a better way to do this? No, I wanted to add that max thing in there. Yep. Okay, so this one's dead. If the army count is greater than 1, check if there are. Okay. Good for debugging. I didn't type that shit in there. Find the next hero. For simplicity, it is gonna be this one. New hero. Army count is greater than 1 and is not a null. If the new hero is not equal to null and the new hero is hero, new subordinates. So we have the new hero support. He already has his own subordinates. Max capacity. This is good. Available slots minus the available slots. If available slots is greater than 0, we do some gibberish, and then we do just add it in here. Note about that. If you wanted to throw, that's fine. So the hero subordinates for the new hero. I'm wondering if we should. No, we'll do it next, and we'll mush it later. We'll make it better later. Suddenly, I was worried I didn't turn off my break timer. So we already know. So this is kind of what we want to do. I'm going to move this to my other monitor. I'm not going to copy over everything out of this. There's some of it, what I want is like a reference. And yeah, I'm still bad. It almost seems like the caller in Coding Jesus's thing was full of shit. They were like make believe. I've noticed that a lot with a lot of. So I guess part of the problem with that type of show is that the only people who are gonna call are the people who are gonna not know what the fuck they're talking about. Like it's the same with like those debate shows between liberals and conservatives. It's just going to be the only people who are willing to um, show their ignorance are the people who are like the people who are willing to show their ignorance are only going to be the ignorant people, basically. So you're always going to get the same argument, and it's kind of pointless, anyways. Anyways, back to this. So if it's a hero, we need a count. New army. Oh, this needs to be an ant. New army leader subordinate count. And that's going to equal. Well, look at that auto thing. Count. All right, so we're going to get the count of Jesus Christ. Subordinate count. So we're going to get the count of his current. We are going to subtract. Is that what this thing did? Max capacity. Available slots. Kind of. We'll go available slots. We're going to go available subordinate slots. And that's going to equal new I was just thinking about something. Do we already have this number somewhere? I guess we don't. We just do the count. And you know what we also could just do here? There's a much better, not much better, it's slightly better way to do this. We'll just go, we'll take this count, and what am I hitting here? Insert. We're going to go max army 1. What did I call that thing? Max subordinate heroes, subordinate number of heroes, subordinate wanted minus the count. So if you have 10 and you have 5, it's minus. That's going to give us this. So we have now we have the number of slots available. What is this thing? Okay, so then we go if available slots is greater than 0, then we for each our way to freedom here. It seems like that for eaching is just what you do. It's all lists and for eaching. I didn't know that that's what it was like in programming when I started this. I did not know that that was what you do. Collect all potential. Take as many as fits. Oh, I guess we're not going to for each our way through. All right, we can take this though. And I'm going to take that too. We're going to take both those things. Maybe we'll throw a rainbow on here, like print rich. Like what's this fuck was talking about? Rainbow. And I should probably not be using this one thing, but that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna be very curious what the fuck this means later. Get full name candidate. So this candidate is gonna be a population data or not. Army cannot convert source type population data to population data. I enumerable Collect all. Oh, because this is going to list, huh? Is that really the best way to do that? Okay. This is a list. And so now we have a list. Whoa, but you don't like that. You probably want to be a Godot collection. Cannot convert initializer type system generic list. What is this thing? Is this not a list? I hate when they use var. I told it don't ever use var in my presence again, and it still does it. What is var? What type of variable is var candidates? Var candidates. IEnumerable. What the fuck is that? What? Why? See, we're back to the thing that's like, how do you not learn something? Like, you have to go out of your. So, like, this is a perfect example. I'm trying to use this code from ChatGPT, and you like the guy who didn't learn anything. Like, I'm all right. Like, there's a red underline. You got to figure out what that does, and this is a pretty simple thing. It's very strange to me that he, like I said, I think he would have had to go out of his way, or he wasn't a real caller, or he was just fucking around. Another thing, like there's that dude who like scammers, and I think all of his calls are bullshit. Like nobody gets called by scammers that frequently. It's all make believe, and it's Anyways, it's just more of the same. Army is okay. Where is a link extension method that filters elements based on a given predicate? All returns an IEnumerable, not a new. It's a lazy sequence that can iterate over or further. What do you mean lazy sequence? If you prefer to be a concrete list, you can modify your count. What is a lazy sequence? Is a lazy sequence. Excellent. Yeah, sure. Sometimes it's just blowing smoke up my ass at this point. An important one because lasers are one of the most powerful and sometimes confusing parts of Link and C#. Let's break it down clear. What a lazy... Oh, I hit my free limit. What a laser sequence means is when you call a link method like where, whatever, it doesn't merely run the operation or build a new list. Instead, it just creates an object that knows how to produce the results later when you actually iterate over it. This object is an IEnumerable, a lazy sequence. So, var result equals whatever. Does not immediately filter anything. It simply sets up a recipe that says when someone iterates over me, yield each number from my list that's greater than 10. The filtering happens only when you use it. Why? Oh, it says why right next. Right next after this. Lazy evaluation has big advantages. Let's hope that this thing isn't full of shit. Efficiency. It doesn't build temporary collections. Composability. You can chain multiple link operations together. This doesn't allocate 3 lists, just runs one efficient pipeline when iterating. What the fuck is this? Music that you guys can't hear is terrible. Just some guy whining. Scalability. Works even for infinite or huge sequences because only what's needed is processed. When it might surprise you. If you change the source collection after creating latency sequence, these changes will affect the sequence's output because it hasn't been executed yet. Query equals number where blah blah blah. Lazy, nothing done yet. Nums.add4. But you haven't used Quarry. Oh no, you're using. Oh. Oh. Okay, so what it's saying is they made this list. They put in this query, not a quarry. That's how you dig some rocks. A query, and you would think this would have this part, but it doesn't do it until afterwards. This is just a setup. Oh my god, I wonder if I've done this and it's fucked me later and I never knew it. I'm never gonna remember this. To force it to execute now, you can materialize the lazy sequence. What's the thumping? I haven't heard it. Do they have this lazy thing in GD script? Joker? Laziness? Is being lazy built into GD script? Joker. There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the... should I not be reading this out loud? This might be a trap or something. I don't know what's going on over there. Is that a song? Is that a Canadian song? Okay, so that makes some sense. So this is an IA enumerable. Wait, what is the point? What is the IA enumerable part? So wait, let's go back up to this IA enumerable. I'm never going to remember this shit. When the tonguing is done, what are you doing over there? I don't remember that. We got to go back to basics here. What is an IA enumerable? What is IA numerals? It's a C# interface. Interface that represents a sequence of items that you can enumerate one at a time. I don't remember that at all. My memory is terrible. Think of it as read-only forward-only list. You can ask it for the next item repeatedly, but you can't index it like a... It's an interface, not a concrete list. It's an interface on a concrete list. Classes like list, array, or link queries all implement IEnumerable. This means you can treat many different types of sequences in the same way. Supports for each. Can be lazy. I like anything that can be lazy. We're talking about lazy lists. No, they didn't call them that. They called it lazy something. Lazy something. Something that's lazy. Lazy. I don't know. I asked it. Lazy sequence. It's not a list. Lazy sequence. Okay. Supports can be lazy. Forward only. You can only move forward through this sequence. What? No random access. Think of like a conveyor belt of items. You can grab what's next. Why the fuck would why is it useful? Yeah, you can write generic code that works with arrays. It allows links to create lazy sequences, chaining filters. All right. Something you can loop over. What I loop over lists all the time. If you want, I can draw a visual diagram showing. You can draw a visual. You cannot draw. Can you draw? Wait. Please Draw a visual diagram. I want to see your diagram. I don't believe that it can. Oh my god, it's doing it. I shit talked it right into existence, into the singularity has happened. You don't think that GDScript is native laziness? They're too eager. um, right? Like, come on, draw. It's drawn. I ran it. I ran out of free stuff though. So can we see what it's while it's drawing here? You can write generic code that works. Generic code. It's really going to town over here. Did it die? I think it died. The singularity did not happen. Instead, it just died. Well, bye, ChatGPT. All right, so basically that tells me I need real world examples for me to understand what that is. You know, I kind of like that this shows what the var is. So we're calling this available subordinate slots. This is underline possible multiple enumeration. We'll check on it, but I think it's dead. Oh wait, did this move? No. Um, possible multiple enumeration. Is that bad? And then we're going to need a list of new subordinates. I put a rainbow in here for you. And for me, for both of us. Can I just add this on to this thing, or are we doing something to it? We're not. So we can just add this on Army 1. Army 1 dot hero subordinates. If we did our math right, it should. It thinks there's going to be a dead person in there. Oh no, it's checking to see if there's everyone except the new hero. Everyone except the new hero and the dead hero. The dead hero is not going to be in there, and neither is the. Oh wait, this thing's wrong. This is all wrong. All right, let's go back and check. It is moving though. Man, it takes a minute. Okay, there's wrong stuff in here. So if the available slots is greater than 0, we take the candidates where we get a list of candidates, collect all potential subordinates. We don't need that. We need Army 0 heroes subordinates, and we just take them. We don't need this other shit at all. We don't need that thing that I just tried to learn. So we take them, and then I think this is gonna bug out. Candidates will do this. We don't need this min math crap. Oh, it did it. Okay. What did I ask to do? If you want, I can draw a visual showing arrays list. It makes the concept click instantly. No, it doesn't. What happens if I tell it that? It didn't make the concept click instantly. Unusual activity has been detected from your device. Try again later. Skip fucked is what it told me. Yeah, unusual. You argued with the robot overlord. All right. Add as many subordinates to this here as I can. Okay, so we need to take them from this list and add them to there. We also need to remove them from the old. Can you do that? Can you? I bet you can't do it. I bet you can't fuck with this list while we're fucking with this list. Let's see if ChatGPT can you do this, or are we fucking with lists that are while they are getting stuff? So this with the I enumerate thing, it's a oh Jesus Christ. Unusual. You don't have to tell me, just yes or no. Yeah, well, it knows about my lazy sequencing. Which usually throws, if you're iterating directly, sometimes it may work if it's the fully enumerated beforehand, but take is lazy. That means it doesn't make a copy. The safe way would be to, okay. So what we will do, has a language porter? What do you mean? It's got some problems right here. It's mad at me over here. It is unhappy with me. All right, I gotta wait. Let's fix this one thing, and then I gotta roll because my neighbor's texting me, and I don't know. There's some catastrophe in his life. This is going to be a Godot collections array. We're gonna call it subordinates to move, and it's gonna equal this motherfucker. We're gonna go like that, except this is probably a list, isn't it? No. Army 0 take. Why don't you like this? Initializer. I use the cam as header right GD script example, and there's a thing at the bottom to convert it to another. What if you do it? Well, how does it come out? Try like C#. Try C++ and see how it goes. You know C++. You must know C++ too. Oh, okay. We got a 2 listed, huh? No. What is your major malfunction here? I'm in a hurry. Take. Whoops. Now I closed the wrong thing. C# isn't a listed option. It's because this is the wrong thing again. No, wait. Conflicting subordinates is defined below. Okay, so what is this thing? Though, I mean, okay, just shut up. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is a list. Isn't that what I... Oh, okay, no. I had a Godot collection, and we're doing lists all of a sudden. We're going to have to figure that out to make that not a pain in my ass all the time. Okay, so then we have subordinates to move. We add them and subtract them. All right, we're going to push this code. We can't test it yet. We're getting there. Let's put... and tomorrow, very soon, we're going to push the main, I have a feeling. I say that when... no, I shouldn't say that. Moved a bunch of code out of battle control to battle, fixed a number of old fixed old code which referenced just a single hero battle. Started work on specific hero death in combat. This is a long thing here. I noticed, though, I was looking at some thing, some game that was on Steam, and all of their it wasn't GitHub, but all of their update notes were very detailed, like more detailed than I've been doing, instead of like fixed a couple of bugs. And I was like, maybe I should be doing that more. I think so I think we're done. We pushed the code. I got a split. Thank you guys for joining me. I will probably stream tomorrow. Have a good rest of your existence.